All right. Well, hello everyone. So welcome. As requested, here is the Kefla deck profile. I did change one thing around, but that's really. I was just swapping out one card, which I'll explain when we get to it. But we'll start with the leader first. So Kefla is one of the Surge promo leaders that came out along with the Red Green Broly. It says activate main, choose one, choose up to one or blue yellow U6 card, energy cost of two or less from your hand, and play it. Uh, pretty goddamn sick if you ask me. I mean, just there's a lot of two drops in the deck as we'll get to, that do a lot of amazing things. And then it's Awaken Surge. Just choose one blue card and one yellow card in your hand and place them under this card. Then you draw four and flip this card over. So Surge has the same timing as regular Awakening, so you can do this during your opposing combo to defend a card. So just the fact that you get to go, haha, four cards. It's pretty sick. So then its Awakened Surge side is you, um, if your life's at four or less, once per turn, activate main, choose a card under it, and put it in the drop area, and then choose one. Draw one card and choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and then place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. Or at the beginning of your opponent's next main phase, choose up to three multicolor cards in your drop area and add them to your hand. So amazing restock on that last one. Also, if you have just one pesky card that you can't get rid of immediately, just use leader ability, shuffle it back to the bottom, and that's that. Let me actually spin this around so you guys can actually see the glory. So yeah, so that is what she does. And so we're going to start with extra cards. Start off with three. Flying Nimbus. One big thing that this deck has a problem with is multiple attacks. You want to keep your resources in hand so that way you can do stuff on your turn. You do draw a lot, yes, but at the same time, you want to make sure that you can survive and then do your big move and get through your opponent's turn. So this is a great way of just shutting that down. And then next is one of our newer cards. We have Ultra Instinct Son Goku's Kamehameha. So it is a one drop blue. And it's one of the new cards that says Activate Battle. If your leader card is blue, which it is, choose up to one of your leader cards or battle cards. He gets plus 15 for the duration of the battle. And then if all your energy is blue when you activate this card, choose one. You can either, if it's your turn, draw one, or if it's your opponent's turn, choose up to one of your blue energy, switch to active mode. So again, great for multicolor cards. Because on your opponent's turn, you're basically getting a free 15k, which is awesome. And on your turn, it's increasing that ability to draw cards, which is something that we want to make sure we have. That way, we just have the resources in hand to keep up with our shenanigans.
15 for one is nothing to scoff at.
And potentially zero on your opponent's turn. And then next up is a card that I have loved for a while since it came out, Planet Sadala. For those of you who don't remember, it is a field card, cost 2, energy exhaust. When you play it, when this card's placed in the battle area, choose one U6 from your hand, energy cost of 2 or less, and then play it. And if you played a card, draw one. So again, just replacing the card you summoned. And then when this card's placed in the drop area from the battle area, choose up to one of your opponent's energy, switch it to rest. Look at top 5 from the top of your deck. Choose one U6 with energy cost of 5 or less among them, add it to your hand, and then shuffle. So great way to pick out specific pieces you need. The higher drops in this deck is really where it shines because it helps you set up a nice stable board to just keep poking at your opponent with small annoying attacks. This next card, which I love just as much as Royal Condemnation, is Frost Deadly Poison. Shout out to Brian for getting me the 2 hollow cards. So it's a 3-drop. Energy Exhaust, Counterplay. The battle card your opponent is playing is played in rest mode with its skills negated for the duration of the turn, then draw 1 card. Then, if your life is at 3 or less, choose up to one of your opponent's, or choose up to one of your blue or yellow energy, switch it to active. So it becomes a 2-drop at low life. It also shuts off a lot of your opponent's big cards that are kind of troublesome that don't have deflect.
It stops Apex of Power.
It stops Apex of Power. It stops the
Cell.
Stops the cell. Like it's got a bunch of good uses. Plus any big cards your opponent has that are just annoying to deal with. Great way to get those out of the way. And then next up we have Meteoric Energy Kefla. I still like this card because it's really, really great. It still uses Aegis, which not many of the new blue-yellow cards do. But it's a Union Patara for 1 yellow, with a blue kale and a yellow cauliflower with energy cost of 4 or more, has barrier. And then once per turn, if it's your opponent's turn, you can activate Aegis during the defense step by placing cards in your hand into your drop area that match all colors specified by Aegis, which in this case is blue-yellow. And then choose up to one of your energies, switch them to active mode. And then when this card activates Aegis, choose up to 3 of your opponent's energy, switch them to rest mode. So that is not. I mean, it's not once per turn, but Aegis is. So you get it once, but if you have both these on the field, you're resting 6 of your opponent's energy. So wait, to say this card. Just kidding. It says within this card. So you're activating 3. Or resting 3, which is still pretty big. A big thing of this deck is that you want to rest a lot of your opponent's stuff so they don't have the energy to keep going and defend against you. Which comes up with this new card that we have, which is Celestial Union Kefla. It is critical 19k, Union Patara for a blue and a yellow with a blue Kale and a yellow Caulifla. So any energy cost, not a specific 4 or more like the 7 drop is. When you play this card, it gains dual attack for the duration of the turn. Choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards ignoring barrier, switch it to rest, and then it can't be switched to active during your opponent's next charge phase. So my big thing with this is like to choose cards with barrier, namely the Vegeta Invoker, just because it gets around that and it goes, hey, now you're an attack target and I have dual attack, defend your 19k twice. And also any other problem cards like that, you can just keep them tapped down. And it's a 19k dual attack, so it's like, and critical. So your opponent has to deal with defending against that. And then next, another lovely lady, Caulifla, the Awakened Sister. She is double strike. During your turn at the end of the battle, after you combo with this card, choose 1 yellow Caulifla card in your battle area, play it on top of this card. And then when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards or energy, switch it to rest. So very simple, very good. 20k double strike comes out for 1 or 0, depending on where you are in the game. And then, of course, her sister, who combos very nicely with her. We have Kale, the Awakened Sister. She is critical, 20k. During your opponent's turn at the end of your battle, after you combo with this card, choose up to 1 Kale in your battle area and play it. And then when you play this card, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and rest, negate the card's skill's duration of turn, and then return it to the opponent's hand. So this is really good for the new Boo, if you're facing Black Boo, because what it does is it turns off the 6-drop that says it can't be removed from the battle area by your opponent's skills, because it negates that first, and then it bounces them. So it's good for targeted removal like that for cards that just don't want to budge. So really, it's really, really nice.
I just noticed now they're both named Awakened.
Yes, because they both were awakened in the Tournament of Power. By the way, the ratios are 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3. I realize I haven't been saying the ratios. So next, we play 3. We have Kefla, the Peak of Perfection. So she's a rival for blue-yellow, but she has 2 autos. When you combo with this card, if your leader card is Universe 6, and it's your opponent's turn, you may choose 1 of your opponent's energy and switch it to rest mode. If you do, Kefla Peak of Perfection's card's auto skills can't be activated for the duration of the turn. And then also, her second one is if you play this card during your turn, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards, switch it to rest, then negate that battle card skills to the end of your opponent's next turn. So, it's a good way to turn off cards that have barrier. Because, it doesn't ignore barrier, never mind, just kidding. It's a good way to negate, like I said, the Kid Boo. So that way, if you want to get rid of it, or other cards that just stick around, good to deal with. And then next, this is the one that I changed. So we're now playing 4 Champavados, Gracious Aid. So this is kind of the bread and butter of the deck. You want to protect this card as much as you can. It is a 19k. It arrives for 1 yellow, for blue-yellow arrival. And then the permanent is reduce the combo cost of all blue and yellow U6 cards in your hand by 1. So your Kales and Cauliflas, Peaks of Perfection, Keflas, Meteoric Energy, and Celestial Things. Also, these cards as well all become 0-drop combos.
Free.
And then if this card is removed from the battle area by an opponent's skill, you may choose 1 card in your hand, place it in the drop area instead. And if you do, this card remains in the battle area. Switch it to rest mode, then choose up to 1 of your opponent's energy and switch it to rest mode. So it's a great way to prevent if your opponent has a bounce effect. You just want to be careful, because if they neg this to 0 or below, if you drop a card to remove it, it's just going to activate again because the game is rechecking its energy every time. And so you're going to have to keep dropping cards so you run out of cards, and then you're going to put it in the drop area anyway. So if your opponent negs this, just let it die. Trust me, it'll be worth it. You have more in the end. Then next we have our super combos. So we're going to play 2 Magetta, Defender of U6. It's the super combo that activates a 5 life for U6. And then next we have Zamasu, Sacred Disbelief. He is the new blue-yellow. If your leader is blue or yellow, when you combo this card from your hand, choose up to 1 of your opponent's leader or battle cards, switch it to rest mode. So, a great way to
Stop the Gohan leader.
Stop multiple attacks, stop the Gohan leader, stop things like I don't know, say maybe you popped an instinctive or a limit surpassed early for some reason. Things like that. Very good to stop it. Then next, we play Kaba, Saiyan of U6. We play 3 of him. So he's a 2-drop, so he's the one you play one of the cards you play off your leader's front side. It says auto when you play this card, look at the top 7 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 2 blue or yellow U6 cards among them, add them to your hand, then shuffle. If you added a card, drop 1 card from your hand and put it in the drop area. And then auto, when you play this card, if planet Sadala is in your battle area, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards in rest. Chosen with this card, choose a card. Cards chosen by this skill can't be returned to active until the end of your opponent's next turn. So again, another way to keep annoying cards tapped down. That way you don't have to deal with them as much. This card I was kind of iffy on, but I am very proud to see how she was performing. This is Kefla, Troublemaker of U6. Auto, when you play this card, you may choose 1 card in your life, add it to your hand. If you do, choose up to 1 of your opponent's energy, switch it to rest mode. So I was kind of iffy because I was like, oh, how good is life take in this deck? If your opponent stalls you out for a victory strike, or just doesn't attack you straight up to make sure you lose card advantage, great way to rebound. And then also you have to be at 4 life or less to activate her abilities anyway. We play 2 Barris, he's the check land for blue-yellow. And then we play 3 of the Kale, Sisterly Bonds. So this is another big player in the deck. 2-drop, play with leader's ability. When you play this card from your hand and your leader card is U6, look at the top 10 cards from the top of your deck. Choose 1 blue or yellow Kaba or Kefla card among them, energy cost of 2 or less, and play it, then shuffle your deck. So the ideal play is turn 1, charge a card, summon this for free, look at top 10, summon this, or any of the cards, any of the other cards that I'm going to show you in a second. Play them for free. If you summon Kaba, you get 2 more cards to your hand. If you summon Kefla, you take a card from hand and rest an opponent's energy if they kept it open for whatever reason on turn 1. Things like that.
Just bonuses for everyone.
Advantages everywhere. So it's really great. And then next, we have Kale, Timid Sister. She is a 1-drop blue. When you play her, first off, she can't be KO'd by your opponent's skills. And secondly, when you play her, you look at your graveyard and add 1 U6 that is cost 3 or more and add it to your hand. So it's a great way to get back your Champas, your Kefla, Speak of Perfection, either of the sisters, either Kefla. So good stuff to dig from. And then last but not least, we have one of the other breadwinners of the deck. We have Kefla, the Bold Sister. She's a 1-drop yellow. Both of these can be played off your leader's ability or off of Sisterly Bond's Kale. But she also cannot be KO'd by your opponent's abilities. And then auto, when you play her, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, choose 1 U6 that's blue or yellow, add it to your hand. So just a big advantage machine. Also, if you play either of these off of Planet Sadala, they have the same effect. Where you draw a card, add a card, play a card. It's a whole bunch of fun shenanigans. So that is the U6 deck. I am going to tweak this a bit. This is definitely by no means the final build, just because they're still missing some oomph. I do want to play some of the other promo cards that came out, like Brace for Impact, as well as the Everlasting Light, which is 30k you can summon on turn 2. So a lot of cards still to come, but we hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any comments or questions or helpful criticism, please leave it in the comments. And we will see you guys around next time. Thanks for tuning in.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Interaction.
Bye.